This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. A couple months ago, it seems like a couple months ago, time has no meaning anymore. But a couple months ago, Mitch McConnell had a moment just off of the Senate floor answering questions from reporters where he kind of froze. Several months ago, maybe a year ago, he fell at a fundraiser or some kind of an event and knocked himself on the head. He's old anyway, so any kind of a fall can be life-threatening when you get old. But it's left him in a depreciated condition.
Do you want to say anything else to the press?
Let me say this. As Americans, not as Democrats, but as Americans, we should expect, we deserve leaders who are competent, both in the larger sense, but also cognitively, able to carry out their duties as political leaders, as elected leaders. This doesn't just go for Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump. This also goes for the Dianne Feinsteins of the world, who she needs to go. Thank you for your service. I'll see you later. You've done all you can do. And at this point, it looks like it's elder abuse. But even with Joe Biden, look, if Joe Biden starts to drift away mentally, cognitively, I'll be the first to be calling for his resignation, for him to step down. And again, thank you very much for your service, sir, but you got to go. There are too many important things at stake in an effort to endeavor for better lives for Americans, and that becomes not only a distraction, but a danger for the country, even from a national security posture. So I'll be there. I'll be first. But we have a situation in America where we are increasingly led by a gerontocracy, by an aging set of leaders. So when this happened again yesterday with Mitch McConnell, it becomes more alarming. Obviously, it is an indictment upon Mitch McConnell not leaving soon enough, but now it becomes secondarily, or maybe primarily now, an indictment of those around him who continue to abuse him. And look, I don't have a bunch of sympathy for Mitch McConnell. Anyway, we'll talk about some of these items on the other side. Let me play a section of this video that's a little longer than probably what you've seen if you've seen this clip online. This is almost 2 minutes long, and I think it really gives the full context of what is taking place here. This is an indictment of those around him, of his aides, of his assistants, who are just pushing him in front of the cameras and are not acting in his human best interest, not in Mitch McConnell's interest as the minority leader of the Senate, and not in the best interest of the country, but as a man, as a dude, he's being abused. Watch this.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator Benny.
Yep.
okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up. Senator Daniel Cameron, do you have a comment on Daniel Cameron?
Well, I think the government race is going to be very close. Far and away the best candidate we could have nominated. And that state has become increasingly Republican. In fact, the government is the only Democrat left, frankly. So I'm optimistic that Daniel will be our next governor.
Okay, I think we can do one more.
Senator, what is your reaction on Trump's latest indictment? Would you support him as a nominee?
It's a question about Trump.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment about the presidential race, either on the Republican side or the Democrat side.
Okay, thank you all.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. Sorry, thank you.
Lady, it's not the speaking up that is the problem. It's not the reporters and their quietness in asking their questions that's the problem. More importantly, what strikes me with this longer clip is that this seems to be a common occurrence. There's no panic. There is no even rush to find out what's going on. It's like, oh yeah, it's happening again, and we have to deal with this in this moment. Mitch McConnell is not fit to serve, and we can extricate we can just from a 30,000-foot view, knowing nothing about the damage that he's done to America, the stripping away of constitutional norms and requirements relative to the judicial branch and nominating and confirming, or confirming in this case with the Senate, confirming judicial nominations. We can just step aside from that and just talk about just a political leader. This is a problem that he is just being carted around when he doesn't have committees to sit on. He's the minority leader. He controls the agenda of the Republican Party in the Senate. It's remarkable to me that you're not hearing more from the right about, this isn't good for us. And from a humanitarian standpoint, it's atrocious. They're just leading him around. How often does this happen? These are all questions that need to be asked. Leave it to Fox News, though. I'm going to play this clip from Laura Ingraham. Leave it to Fox News to make this about Biden. Mitch McConnell is withering away before our eyes. And Laura Ingraham makes this somehow about Joe Biden, who has showed none of these cognitive difficulties. Is he a little slower in his step because he's 80? Does he walk a little slower? Is his gait a little choppy? Of course. But Joe Biden can speak extemporaneously. Joe Biden doesn't do the 5,000-yard stare when asked a question, spacing out for who knows how long until he's jostled to consciousness. Watch Laura Ingraham be real gross about this.
5 men are supposed to play a dominant role in those talks. Biden is 80 years old, Schumer, 72, McConnell, 81, and McCarthy, Hakeem Jeffries, both in their 50s. Now, this means at least 2 of those 5 involved in deciding how we spend trillions of our tax dollars, they're no longer capable of working full-time. And both, sadly, show obvious symptoms of serious physical and cognitive decline. Now, this is always a tough situation in any family, but in this case, with the authority and the power that they have, I have no words for their wives and families who keep pushing them out there. Oh, wait a second. That's right. Jill's not a doctor, a real one, so she can't diagnose Biden's obvious deterioration?
Again, Fox News BS. What evidence, Laura, what evidence at all do you have that Joe Biden isn't capable of working full time? That there has been, and then you malign Dr. Jill Biden by saying she's not a real doctor, she can't diagnose. As you're diagnosing, you're making predictions or pronouncements about Joe Biden's cognitive health, physical health, not being a doctor. You're a lawyer and a TV squawk box. That's what you are. You also are not qualified and capable. And until a doctor does make a determination, and until I see something with my eyes that leads me to believe that Joe Biden is diminished in this capacity, he's not. We're witnessing Mitch McConnell have a problem. We're witnessing Dianne Feinstein have a problem. If you want to talk about the lack of cognitive acuity, Laura Ingraham, maybe look to your own party. Maybe look to Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert, Louis Gohmert, Matt Gaetz. Just classic dum-dums. Anyway, do I feel bad for Mitch McConnell? No, not at all. He deserves every bad thing that he gets in his life based on the damage that he's done to the country in a larger perspective, but also her people. Roe v. Wade, we can lay that at the feet equally of Donald Trump and Mitch McConnell. Disgusting. Anyway, I'd love to know what you think about this. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. If you appreciate what I do, maybe not always my take, but in general, if you appreciate what I do and you want to help support my work, click the join button below. Become a channel member for $2 a month. Hit the super thanks button below or go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love and appreciate you guys very much. I'll see you on social media. I'm at Dollemore, and I will see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.